What's up, everyone? This is Killer VZ2, and you're watching another episode of Gun Mistakes. Today is the second and last part of Far Cry 4. In these videos, I point out some mistakes and how guns work and that sort of thing. I own many firearms. I'm intimately familiar with how they work, and certain things just tend to stand out. This is very nitpicky. I really enjoy this game, but like I said, some of these things just stick out. Watch the first part for the other half or so of the game's guns that I point out mistakes on, as well as some common mistakes found across all the guns, like how certain attachment things and iron sights, how all that stuff works out. But let's get into it. The first gun we have is the STG-90. The real-world counterpart is the SIG 553. Now, the only real problem I noticed with this gun is when you unload it or reload it, the mag is always empty. He pulls an empty mag out, even if it should still have bullets in the magazine left over, and when he puts the magazine back in, it's an empty magazine, so can't shoot a gun without bullets. Next up, we have the SPAS. The real-world counterpart is the SPAS 12. Now, this one has a couple of interesting things and a couple things here that maybe wouldn't be caught by your average video game player. For one, it's left-handed, which, again, maybe not necessarily a mistake, but the fact that, like so many of these other guns that are left-handed, every gun in the entire country is left-handed. So I'm gonna chalk that up to a mistake. And this is a bit of a complicated one. It's the SPAS 12 is a semi-automatic or a pump shotgun. There's a little lever on the side that lets you either shoot it semi or have to pump it every time you shoot. Now, it has its own little, the charge. It has a charging handle, unlike many shotguns. But in this, when he reloads it, he pumps it. But when he shoots it, it's in semi-auto. You can never get it into pump action mode. It's always a semi-automatic gun. But you can't pump the shotgun when it's in semi-automatic mode, so he's not racking it correctly. He wouldn't even actually be able to do that. What you do is you load the shells in, and you would either, if it locks open, hit the button and it closes shut, or charge the handle with your free hand manually. So he doesn't reload this properly, and the gun doesn't work how it would in real life. Next up, we have the F1. Now, it's clearly a FAMAS. Many of you are probably familiar with that from Call of Duty, but the exact FAMAS model is not clear. It has the magazine of the G2 version, but then it still has the trigger guard of the F1 version, and just, it's a FAMAS. That's really all that needs to be known. But again, this one, the trigger guard, if it is a G2 like the magazine suggests, the trigger guard should go from the trigger actually all the way around the handle. It's an odd looking thing. Or if it is the F1 model, which this says F1, that's the name of the gun in the game, the magazine should come straight down. It shouldn't curve like that. That was kind of a modification to accept NATO magazines in the G2 version. And it has he takes out an empty mag no matter how many bullets are left and puts in an empty mag. So again, would not be able to shoot the gun. Next up, we have the MS-16. The real-world counterpart is the M1A SOCOM. This one has magazine capacity issues. I'm not going to go into super detailed and stuff, but it's not the right mag capacity. I think there's like 5s and 10s and something like that. Or there's 5, 10s, I can't remember off the top of my head. I actually didn't write that down. But the mag capacity is not right for any of the commercially available, this is non-customized sort of mistakes. And it too is left-handed. Very common thing in this game to just have a bunch of left-handed weapons. So mark that up as a mistake too. Next up is the 52. The real-world counterpart is the Galil ACE or the IWI ACE, however you want to, determine it. But the mag capacity is off. It's normally a 25-round magazine. And again, another common mistake is empty magazine in and out when reloading the gun. Again, you can't shoot your gun without bullets. Next, we have the SVD. The real-world counterpart is the Dragunov, or the SVD. It has a couple different names, but the official name is the Dragunov sniper rifle. This one, again, left-handed. Again, wrong magazine capacity. And again, takes an empty mag out, puts an empty mag in, no matter how many bullets are left in the gun. So I'm getting, I probably sound like a broken record saying guns can't shoot without bullets, but that's just a scientific fact. Next up, we have the Z93, which the real world counterpart is the Zastava M93 Black Arrow. Really, the only problem with this is the magazine capacity is off. Other than that, I mean, it's your traditional big 50 caliber bolt action rifle. Next, we have the SA-50, another 50 caliber sniper rifle. This one's semi-auto though. The real world counterpart is the GM6 Lynx. And really, just again, some little stuff here. Overall, this game doesn't have terrible things. It's just a couple common mistakes. The magazine capacity holds way too many. I think it holds 10, and then the extended holds 20, when in real life it has a 5-round magazine. So, that's a little much. Next up, we have the PKM, which is actually the name of the real-world counterpart. Big, heavy machine gun. The problem with this gun really is in the reloading. He does not reload it correctly. He reloads it as if the gun were completely empty when he shoots it. He just immediately takes the box or drum, whatever you want to call it, from the bottom off, puts one in, opens it, slaps it down, and cocks it. Whereas if there's bullets left and you just go to yank out that box, you're going to have a belt of bullets just flying everywhere. You're going to probably jam your gun, all kinds of stuff. And the other thing is, when you shoot this gun, the bullets do fly out the left side. A lot of Russian guns are kind of, backwards and as far as that kind of stuff goes. So the bullets are supposed to be coming out the left side. However, this gun does not use disintegrating belts, which is, you see the bullet and pieces of the belt come flying out. It actually is like in sort of like 20 round sort of like mini belts, and you'll see the belt kind of fall out the side of the gun until 20 rounds are through, and then it drops down and breaks apart, and then another 20 come through and break down. You do not see the belt come out the other side, and you don't even see the disintegrating belt pieces, so the belt just is non-existent. It's almost like this gun, they thought it uses like, it's a magazine, not a belt, but clearly when he reloads it, it shows him putting the belt into the gun when he's closing it and cocking it. So for the next two guns, we're gonna go outside of this bland arena where I've just been showing how they work a little bit, and starting with the 700 Nitro. I don't have an exact model. I mean, there's a good handful of them. It's just it's a double barrel rifle that shoots 700. It's chambered for 700 Nitro, a massive round, a hunting round, and oh boy, it's pretty cool that it's in the game. But there's not really a problem with this, except what I'll show you here. When firing at a vehicle, it has an almost kind of shotgun effect, or some sort of like shockwave or like whiplash effect, that if you shoot the car, if you do it right, everyone in the car dies. It's it is a rifle. It may look like a double barrel and you may think, oh, it's a shotgun. No, it is a rifle. It shoots a big 70 caliber bullet. That's the 700 Nitro part. And for some reason, when you shoot a car, everyone in the car just dies and falls out of it. So that's a little odd. Big round, but, you know, the shockwave of it passing you is not going to kill you. I mean, maybe the noise of it gives them a heart attack, but outside of a vehicle, it has no spread or shock impact kind of effect, no matter how close they are standing to each other. So something's odd with that. And last, and actually best, so not least, is the MG42. I thought I'd finish this out with an example of, in my honest opinion, a perfectly working gun in this game. It's belt fed. It does not have a box, which is how it should work. He just kind of lays it across his arm so it, you know, feeds in evenly. In fact, this gun, the reloads are all good. You know, if it's not empty, he takes the belt off. If it is empty, he doesn't have to take the belt off. You can actually see as it crawls up his arm that however many bullets are sticking out, plus the, like, 3 inside, like, it's to the exact bullet, or how many bullets are in the belt left. Like, that, to me, is some serious, you know, sticking to detail. The fire rate is good. It's one of the fastest firing guns, you know, in the world ever, because the bolt carrier is on, actually, like, wheels, so, you know, it's a lot less friction. It goes back and forth very fast. The damage and accuracy, it's a long barrel, which means it burns up all the powder in the shell. You know, it steadies the bullet more. It's a large 8mm Mauser rifle round, so the damage and accuracy, it's all there. I mean, this gun works like it does in real life, so kudos to them, especially for getting a World War II gun right. No one ever gets those right. So, you know, awesome. That's how, you know, put that much effort into all your guns, and, you know, you won't have me making a video about it. Or maybe I will. You know what? I'll make a video on how amazing your guns are. So that's about it for this game. If you're interested in some games that do guns amazingly, the Battlefield's usually pretty good. Tom Clancy games are pretty amazing. If there's any mistakes that I missed, or if there's anything I said was a mistake that wasn't, that you disagree with, let me know, and I hope to see you next time.